Hello, Rando fans. My name is Etium. I'm joined today by Proa. Did I say that right?
Pro A007. Hello, everybody.
All right, we got KillerApp23 and dazedcloud facing off here in open boots race. Do we know the group scores for these runners?
Yeah, this is a Group N match. Both players are 1-0 to date. Last I checked, so hope that's correct. But yeah, so I know Killer App is an accomplished Zelda rando player of many different stripes. A Link to the Past and Zooter, notably. I'm not quite as familiar with dazedcloud, but
Yeah, dazedcloud is also a very good LTTP runner, so I expect a pretty tight race here.
yeah. So, yeah. So, what do you think? Think our early bottleneck will be as far as items are concerned? Like, what's going to keep our runners from really breaking the seat open?
I mean, it's hard to say when we haven't started yet, but we are starting now. Both runners starting at Link's house, 20 rupees there. dazedcloud going over to check the hospital's closet. 3 quick items here. You can bonk open the bombable wall. You don't actually need bombs. KillerApp, meanwhile, going a different direction, taking the uncle route. So we get a tree pull in there, just hearts, so not really useful.
We got red crystal at Hera, crystal at Eastern, and a green pendant at a desert.
All right. So dazedcloud finding a nice 300 rupees there in Sash's closet. KillerApp, meanwhile, finding 3 bombs and the Cane of Burna. So, not terrible starts. dazedcloud will be able to just buy a pack of bombs in Kakariko, and KillerApp can just head straight there too. First up, we got the bonk rocks though. So with the boot start, these bonk rocks are in logic right from the beginning of the seed. We get another pack of 3 bombs there.
Pretty generous with the bombs early on here, so Killer App doesn't have to worry about buying bombs. Neither does dazedcloud for the duration.
Yep. dazedcloud checking a lumberjack here, just 300 bucks. I think KillerApp skipped this check, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did. He went straight into Lost Woods and finds himself a moon pearl. So a nice little find there early on.
And we also got a sword there in the Lost Woods drop down. So a couple nice items to have.
Seeds I've seen so far, the swords have been very lacking early on. So nice to see our runners having a nice offensive weapon, not having to rely so much on hammer or bomb or whatever strats early on.
Yeah, for sure. So we're getting now into the meat of the checks in Kakariko. 5 items here in Blind's Hut. Starting off with half magic.
A fine quality of life item.
Yeah, definitely happy to see that early on. Blue boomerang in the back there, so not a whole lot out of Blind's Hut. Yeah, KillerApp is using the soda can Sprite. So I think it starts off as a Sprite. Then when you get the blue mail, it becomes a Pepsi, and then you get the red mail, it becomes a Coca-Cola. Pretty appropriate. Alright, we get Ice Rod and a bottle out of the well. So that will allow us to write in that sick kid check. Just a heart piece off the bottle vendor, but KillerApp's going to sell that bee right away. With the good bee, you can get 100 rupees from the bottle vendor. So nice game knowledge there.
Yeah, not a bad deal. Make your money back and save it for Zora. Yeah, that ice rod. Good. Good.
And another heart piece from Sick Kid.
Little bits of love early.
Well, there's a bit more love. A full heart container in the tavern.
So
two more checks here. The library and race game, and then it's probably off to maybe South Shore or maybe going into Escape, something like that.
Yeah, I think Escape wouldn't be a bad idea, largely because I got the sword. That might be better, more likely for dazedcloud. KillerApp already went to check Uncle, so we might feel less inclined to make a second trip there.
Yeah, and that sword will certainly help with the dark rooms in Escape if we need to do those.
Right. So, you know, KillerApp is heading south, and so is dazedcloud, so pretty standard so far. There.
Yeah, Power Glove in the Dam. So that's going to make Bag of Escape accessible. Also put Zora into Logic.
And see what they're more love.
KillerApp going to head over to Mini Moldorm Cave. The other option was maybe go west and check Agina, but he's going for density here first.
Yeah, I've seen that strat of going for Agina a couple of times already this tournament. People wanting to play kind of the percentages, and dazedcloud is doing just that. Kind of running a counter to the idea of density.
Alright, not much in Mini Moldorm Cave. Just a red boomerang. See if Agina has anything. Oh, that's a hammer.
I would say so. That puts early Dark World in play now.
Yeah, we do have full Dark World access. So we'll see how dazedcloud chooses to route this. He is going to go do Mini Moldorm Cave first. And then he has to make the decision. Is he going to go over to Ice Rod Cave and maybe do some Zora checks, or is he just going to go straight to the Dark World?
Based on what was given from Mini Moldorm Cave, he'll have enough to pay off Zora, so it would be a good idea to get that out of the way, especially since you're kind of in the neighborhood.
Yeah, KillerApp setting up the water walk here. So gonna check the island. Nothing there. And looks like he's... Okay, he's going to do Waterfall and maybe check Zora Ledge. And then if he doesn't get enough money for Zora, maybe go down and do Hobo. That's a nice red potion there. And a Master Sword. Out of logic in the Waterfall.
dazedcloud is actually going to do Hype Cave.
Okay, nothing on Zora Ledge. No, not enough money for Zora, so KillerApp is going to go down and do Hobo. dazedcloud going to the bomb shop. Oh, he doesn't have bombs. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm kind of half expecting a map check while we were at it, but whatever. It's all good.
And nothing on Hobo, but we do get a mirror out of Hype Cave. And a bug net as well.
4 out of 10 Hype Cave. Mirror alone made it worth it, but
and dazedcloud going to head west. So he'll be able to get Stumpy, Dig Game, K45, and then maybe head over to the Thiefstown area portal. Meanwhile, KillerApp checking out back of Escape. Not much there, but he does get the small key, so he can go through these dark rooms to get Dark Cross.
nothing in Cape 45, unfortunately.
There's a map check. We got a pendant at Pod and a pendant at Skullwoods, and I think that was a 5-6 at Ice Palace.
Yes. Oh, the flute at Stumpy.
Alright, couple of big finds for dazedcloud. So this is pretty nice. You can go check Dig Game and then just mirror and go activate that flute right away.
And then he's got some choices here. There are a lot of places he could go after this.
And just a map in Dark Cross. So there are still 3 items remaining in the front of Escape.
First dig comes up with 300 rupees for dazedcloud.
Yeah, not going to turn that down when you still need Zora money.
So, map check from KillerApp confirms what we already saw on dazedcloud. Green pendant at Desert, red crystal at Hera, and a crystal at Eastern.
Yeah, so with the pendant layout we have here, that basically assures that we're going to require pretty much all the items that we normally need. We are going to need 1 or 2 medallions, that fire rod, King of Samaria, bow, hook shot. Might be missing 1 or 2 other things.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up. We're getting the full collection today, pretty basically.
And KillerApp heading into Eastern Palace here. So it looks like he may be last locating that hammer at Aegina's Cave.
Go ahead.
So I was going to say the worst thing for KillerApp here would be the lamp, since that would put Aga into logic.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, sorry, go ahead.
I was like that's like, yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head. Like, that's pretty much fatal. Chest Game came up with a bottle, 20 bucks in the bombable hut. Go into Thieves Town, which is in a minute, which is fully clearable. We got a drug deal in the C-shaped house, and dazedcloud is now entering Thieves Town, which is 100% clearable for him.
Yep. Big key in the first chest there.
Four items in Thieves Town. What did we come up with?
So it looks like a vanilla big key in Eastern. We did see a map. I'm not sure if we saw a compass, but there's at least one item left, maybe two in Eastern. And there's that small key. So 2 items left in the back of Thieves Town.
KillerApp kind of getting slapped around a little bit by the anti-fairies.
So 1 check left in Eastern. And just a heart piece, so nothing in Eastern for KillerApp. I think there's an item left on the boss. I could be wrong.
I think you're right, yeah. But either way, a real washout as far as that goes, and now it looks like KillerApp is going to fake flipper his way to Zora. He has the money for it. Oh, dazedcloud picked up a Bombos. That's a nice little pickup.
Yeah, so pretty good chance of Bombos being required. Could be for Ice Palace, Mire, or Turtle Rock.
KillerApp had a little trouble setting up that pixel there. Finally gets it to go.
dazedcloud now about to rescue the maiden. And there's our final item in Thieves Town, so we can skip the big chest. And KillerApp now about to come up to Zora here.
Something good, or yet another of the many life lessons the big fish is going to offer us.
And just a full heart off of Zora. So that's probably good news for KillerApp, because that means he'll probably have to head to... Oh, he still has Front of Escape, though, so that's a play. dazedcloud, meanwhile, taking down Blind. And that is crystal number 1.
So 1725 grabs the crystal, so he's on the board. KillerApp is heading into Hyrule Castle, and he's probably really hoping for something.
Yeah, KillerApp, unfortunately, just missing that hammer at Agina is really hurting him right now.
In terms of how this is shaking out, yeah, this is really becoming a problem for him. And yeah, it is getting exponentially worse, because dazedcloud has really been able to pick up some key items along the way, and has really got a nice little setup here, and really all he's missing is a lamp or a fire rod, and you could do Hera right 100% guaranteed and clearable at that point, so that'd be another crystal down.
Alright, dazedcloud meanwhile doing some of the North Darkworld checks. Don't think there was anything in King's Tomb, but we have Graveyard Ledge here. And just a heart piece there.
But setting up the death warp here.
Wow, nothing in front of Escape.
Thought he
And
was.
you can see in KillerApp's face, he's really not happy with the way this has gone so far.
Yeah, and you know, I think what makes this worse is it's a Gina. It's like, how often does that ever pay off? And especially with a high ticket item like that.
Yeah, for sure. dazedcloud meanwhile heading into Dark Cross. Going to be kind of disappointed with the map he finds here. But I don't see him doing front of Escape next. He's got better options, like Death Mountain.
Yeah, that'd be my next choice.
The only problem with Death Mountain, as you said, missing that fire source means that Hera might not be completable.
Yeah, he can still do Eastern Death Mountain. He can do a lot of stuff. He's gonna turn in that mushroom. That's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely don't want to leave those fetch quests lingering for long. And nothing on the mushroom, but Dazed does take this opportunity to grab a blue potion. And KillerApp meanwhile heading straight for Thieves Town. I wonder if we'll take a dip into Skull Woods here. Dazed skipped the front of Skull Woods.
Not a bad play. I mean, there's only 2 items in Skull Woods, but it is a pendant Skull Woods, so there does tend to be there is a tendency for something good or something valuable to be there.
And we are getting the Skull Woods play from KillerApp. dazedcloud meanwhile checking Old Man. Just a heart piece there, but does get the save and quit point. There's a red bottle. Not really what I was hoping for. But still 1 item left in Skull Woods. Nothing in Spectacle Rock, so dazedcloud is just going to go into Hera now.
There's a hard container inside Spectacle Rock. Nice, but that's both items for KillerApp already. And swinging in frustration while the Wallmaster grabs him.
Yeah, so nothing in the Skull Woods, but both items were in the front. He didn't even have to go to the middle chest. Ooh, there's a bow in Hera.
Ooh. Well, now. Doesn't have a fire source that does basically give him the green light to take down Eastern if he so chooses.
Yeah, I mean, both these runners are skilled enough that I don't think they need a fire source for Eastern.
Right.
dazedcloud setting up this Hera bomb jump. And gets blue mail, so that's our second item out of Hera.
So no fire source required this time, and so now dazedcloud just has to take down Trolldorm.
And KillerApp now heading into Thieves Town, so just kind of cleaning up what dazedcloud is already taken care of. And dazedcloud with a nice Moldorm fight there gets crystal number 2.
Nice, easy fight against Trolldorm to get his second crystal at 24-19, so up 2 zip on the crystals, and in really good shape as far as his future play. Still missing a couple of key items. The hook shot is probably the most notable at this point, because that would allow him to do Swamp and make his life in Ice Palace a lot easier.
Yeah, but first we do have East Death Mountain. We got nothing on Floating Island, but there's still 8 checks here. 1 in Spiral Cave and 7 in Paradox Cave.
One of the last remaining high-density overworld checks we still have on the board that have not been discovered by either player. Nothing in Spiral Cave.
KillerApp taking a few bumps there in the Hellway. It's down to 2 hearts, so on Greenmail, this is a one-hit knockout if he gets bumped by any of these grasshoppers here. He's going to burn the red potion, not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a good play.
First 2 checks in Paradox Cave, nothing there. There's that Bombos medallion for KillerApp. Wow, Paradox Cave completely empty. That's surprising. But we do have that bow, so we can go do Eastern and then maybe dip into Pod.
Bad idea. Especially with the mirror, you can double up on them and make routing pretty efficient. And yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Saying playing the role of Hype Cave this seed will be Paradox Cave. That is true. Hype Cave at least had the mirror, so it didn't have anything else, but it had the mirror.
Alright, KillerApp getting a little off script with blind there, but not really a huge deal. Takes it down.
That puts KillerApp on the board.
Right, I am gonna go refill my coffee, so I'll be back in like 1 minute.
Fine idea. So KillerApp is making the loop towards Hype Cave, which will get him his. Oh wait, I misspoke earlier. Hype Cave had the flute. There it is. There's the flute. Stumpy had the flute. Hype Cave had the mirror. There we go. I knew I was getting something confused, but yeah. So this will get him closer to par with dazedcloud overall. Yes, that was a dig game in one. I don't think I've ever seen that, or if I have, it's been so long that I can't remember. KillerApp has just enough bombs to do the full hype cave.
All right, I'm back.
You know, I think you inspired me. I'm gonna go get some coffee now.
All right. KillerApp now heading to activate that flute. And dazedcloud grabbing the big key there from Eastern. So the back dark room of Eastern, not the easiest dark room in the game. You have to hit a Igor with the arrow. With some practice, it's not too hard, but things can easily go wrong there. There's a lot of enemies in that room, so you do have to be a bit careful.
Never been that comfortable in this room, but it looks like he's got the right idea.
Yeah, he's already got the small key. Yeah, no problem for Dazed. KillerApp heading up to the mountain now. So he's going to clear out Hera and Paradox Dave, presumably. And, yeah, the seed, I mean, he can't feel too good about basically last locating that hammer. But the seed hasn't really given him any great opportunities for gambles, so it's still early. There's no reason to go too crazy here.
Yeah, the seed is has constrained dazedcloud a bit. Hookshot and Titan's Mitts are really the two things right now that could really open the seed up a bit.
Yeah. dazedcloud, meanwhile, with a nice quick kill on Armos, just a red rupee off of them, but that is crystal number 3. So making some pretty good progress at just under 32 minutes in here.
Yeah, he's been on point with his routing so far, and I think we're gonna find something pretty big here in Palace of Darkness. And really, the only other locations we haven't really seen at this point. We haven't seen the pyramid. We haven't seen Catfish. So if he strikes out here, I think that's where he's gonna go next.
Yeah. There's really not much left at all. dazedcloud also hasn't done Front of Escape, which we know was nothing, but that is something that could waste his time a little bit if he ends up going there.
KillerApp is indeed using a sprite, but that will soon change because he is in Tower of Hera, and we got the blue mail as the second item in this dungeon.
Nothing but small keys so far on the front of pod, but that's not too surprising. That's usually where all the pod keys are.
Pod is generally a backloaded dungeon.
And KillerApp not going to go for the bomb jump here. It's one of those... The Hera bomb jump is one of those tricks that... it saves you a little bit of time when you get it, But if you screw it up, it's very, very costly. It sends you all the way back to the first floor. So I can understand not going for it if you're not completely comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's especially I think in Killer App's mindset, we got mirror, we got map and compass back to back. So nothing doing there. But getting back for a second, yeah, he's already I think feeling way behind. Like don't want to make any unforced errors at this point. Charge swings from the Master Sword, takes care of Troll Dorm.
There's the cape in House of Darkness. I think that's our last item that's in logic here.
We ever see what was that bumper cave?
I think that was checked, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't seem to recall that. I mean, I totally, maybe I'm missing something, but,
I know Dazed went over to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, so I'd be very surprised if he didn't check Bumper Ledge as well.
I know he did Graveyard and all that, but I don't seem to remember him making a northern trek up, so see what he decides to do here. But right now he is going digging in the dark room of Pod.
And lucky 3 bombs for Killer App there, because he didn't have any bombs, and you need one for Paradox Cave.
So,
Yeah, just a shield in the big chest. I wasn't counting items in Pod. I don't know if that was everything, but it seems like the only real thing we got in there was the cape. And at this point, the only thing that unlocks is Spike Cave. Well, I guess Bumper Ledge too.
yeah.
Oh, there was a shovel in there. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll check this.
We got chat saying there was an item on Helma, so see how that goes.
Yeah, I can understand skipping Helm, especially with it being out of logic. So dazedcloud flutes to Kakariko and then changes his mind and now goes to flute spot 4. I'm not sure what he's going to check here.
I think he might be going for Pyramid and Catfish at this point, and maybe loop that in with Zora check.
That's right, yeah, he hasn't done Zora yet.
Doesn't have flippers, so he's actually going to miss out on, unless the flippers happen to show up here, he's going to miss out on that sword upgrade, which Killer App got out of logic by fake flippering.
Yeah, he does have the items necessary to splash delete, but since he's already done Eastern, and I don't think he's hard reset, that might make splash deleting impossible. Oh, and Daze, yeah, he hasn't done Front of Escape, so he's going to mirror here and do that. So, good routing, we just know it's not going to pay off. And there's another sword in Spike Cave, so tempered for Killer App. dazedcloud's still sitting on Fighter Sword.
Looking okay right now for Killer App. He's down 3-2 on the crystals, but with dazedcloud starting to actually do all the checks that Killer App did a while ago, they're starting to converge in terms of their completion and their crystals.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what is left in logic that we haven't seen, and I'm not really coming up with anything besides Catfish. And I guess Bumper Ledge, if that wasn't checked.
Catfish and Bumper are the two that come to mind. I'm pretty confident he did not do it, or he did not check. But, so yeah, those two are definitely in the frame. Killer should have got the bow. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, KillerApp definitely has bow. Swamp Palace is not an option right now because we have no flippers.
Seen both items in Skullwoods. Can't access Ice Palace, Mire, or Turtle Rock because no Titansmith. So, where's that Titansmith?
Yeah, I mean, it's just looking more and more like Catfish or Bumper Ledge here.
Yeah.
I wonder if KillerApp's going to do Helmosaur.
He might. That works out great for him if it turns out to be something like another medallion. You know?
Alright, dazedcloud heading up to Catfish here. Alright, what do we get? The book.
Oh, talk about your troll items. Wow.
Alright, so dazedcloud gonna have to leave that sword behind for now in Waterfall. But we do have the tablets and logic because we have a sword at Spike Cave. And of course that also makes Desert Palace, the front of Desert Palace is available. The boss is not available since we have no fire source to get to him.
Yet anyway.
And I don't believe, was Desert Ledge checked? I can't remember if that got checked.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special. Might have been money, I think.
Okay, so dazedcloud now heading up to Skullwoods, I would assume. Maybe he's gonna check pedestal here.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at this point. A paranoia check. Or nope, he's like, nah. Or he might be doing front of Skullwoods and then loop that in at the end.
Alright, so dazedcloud giving a bit of time back here to KillerApp, doing a lot of those checks he's already done. Well, that's kind of to be expected. And KillerApp now into Eastern. Already been through the front here, so has the big key, just has to run straight to the boss. Oh!
And there it is.
Titansmith's on Bumper Ledge, so we didn't check it actually.
I didn't think he had, but you know, these games, everything kind of runs together after a while. But that is huge for dazedcloud. That gets him back in.
Oh, dazedcloud taking a little spill there. That top of Bumper Cave can be a little tricky without the hook shot, because you have to kind of squeeze through on this very narrow ledge. But yeah, those Titansmiths now open up the Smith chain. They make Ice Palace is an option. It's not in logic, but it is an option. We got the Mire area. We got a couple checks on Dark Death Mountain. But looks like dazedcloud is... Oh, he's going to go into Skullwoods. Okay.
When he had the mirror open, I thought for a second he was going to do the Smith chain, but it looks like he's going to do the Skullwoods chain first.
KillerApp now on Normal's fight. Gets him down. No quick kill from KillerApp, but still a pretty fast kill nonetheless. Okay, looks like dazedcloud is going to run over and check the pedestal here.
Might as well, because we're still missing a ton of items here for progression, and there's a lot it could be.
But it is just 3 bombs.
The dream is dead again. So KillerApp has drawn even with dazedcloud on crystals. dazedcloud still holds the edge as far as items. He's got the Book of Medora and Titansmith, but KillerApp isn't too far off in obtaining either of those, because he's done just about all the checks that dazedcloud has done.
Yeah, so all things considered, assuming KillerApp goes for Bumper Ledge shortly after Catfish, he won't be very far behind at all, dazedcloud. And yeah, chat, talking about the sword difference, the longer dazedcloud goes without finding sword upgrades, the faster KillerApp is just going to be able to get through dungeons and stuff.
On its own, it might not seem like a big difference, but as you say, as the seed goes on, it is going to become a significant difference.
And dazedcloud's going to skip out on the Smith chain and head straight for Ice Palace. It doesn't have the flippers. And then, oh, he's, okay. Setting up a water walk, I guess. Pretty sure he's already done Ice Rock Cave. No, he hasn't done Ice Rock Cave, okay.
So now that KillerApp has found literacy, KillerApp is heading back to Kakariko. I think. Oh, he might be doing he's going to do a paranoia check.
Yeah, so both runners will know pedestal is nothing. So dazedcloud, this is actually pretty good for dazedcloud because he'll get that Master Sword here. I assume.
Maybe. Yep, he is.
Alright, dazedcloud heading back down to the portal and probably going into ice. Oh, he's got Hobo to check as well. KillerApp, meanwhile, heading into the Kakariko portal. Let's see He's got to go over to Bumper Ledge for those myths.
Looks like he's heading in that direction. He hasn't forgotten his magic cape, so yeah. So they have drawn, and with this, they have essentially drawn even now at the 50-minute mark.
And we see KillerApp shaking his head again, really not happy with that Titansmith's placement, but he's not super far behind, really.
No, not at all. And what he does after this is going to be crucial. Where does he go? Does he go... Okay, dazedcloud is actually going to check Ether. That's not a bad idea.
Ooh, gets a fire rod.
Wow, that's a huge find.
Okay, so we already got both items from Skull Woods, so we're not going back there. So that fire rod actually doesn't really do anything. Actually, I take that back. It is a fire source that does some stuff. It's going to make Mire potentially full clearable. And opens up the desert boss as well.
Be thinking a double through desert and Mire potentially.
And we did get a check of the Turtle Rock Medallion. It is Ether. So that is another item we must find. dazedcloud now, we're checking the first chest of Hookshot Cave. So the other three checks, I guess he'll leave behind. It would be possible to hover those, but I guess dazedcloud is not comfortable with hovering.
Something that I gather requires a... Oh boy, now he can do it.
Never mind, a hookshot in Super Running Cave, that takes care of that problem.
Actually now puts Ice Palace squarely in his sights. He doesn't have Red Cane, but he can still do it.
Yeah. I don't know if I see him going to Ice Palace out of logic, considering we do need to find the flippers for Swamp, and there's the lamp in Hookshot Cave.
And a riot shield. Wow, nice. The gold shield from all that. So wow, yeah, he is in really good shape, and he's about to get his red sword. So a lot of those advantages are that KillerApp had sort of built in have basically evaporated. Now he's got to hope for something really good out of this.
Yeah, so KillerApp doing the Smith chain. I don't think he save scummed the mushroom. Well, we don't have a Cane of Smart anyway, so fake powder wouldn't be an option. dazedcloud, meanwhile, does get that tempered sword out of Spike Cave, so we are even on swords now.
KillerApp can also loop this in with checking Bombo's medallion.
Yeah, dazedcloud, meanwhile, heading over to the Mire area. So we got a bunch of checks to do here, as well as find out the information about the medallion. And it's Quake. So, yeah, that Bombos medallion turned out to be pretty much useless. Nothing in Mire's shed.
$40.
All right, next up is Checkerboard Cave. And nothing there either. So dazedcloud heading back into the portal. His only option in this area left is the front of Desert. I think in front of Desert has to have something, because I don't think there's anything else left in Logic.
Green Pendant, all Sarsaparilla could be holding something too. Well, that's something.
Okay, Flippers. Okay, that's a great pickup for dazedcloud. So Swamp Palace now full clearable. Ice Palace full clearable in Logic. Well, depending on that King of Samaria, but we don't really need it for Ice Palace.
Sort of does beg the question, though. Do you still finish this dungeon off because it's a green pendant?
Tough to say. Oh, there's a Quake Medallion on Bombo's tablet. So that's going to open up Mire to KillerApp, but it's not completable without that King of Samaria. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem for dazedcloud, because he'll be able to check that right after he does Swamp Palace. So it looks like second item is on the boss here in Desert. So with effectively 2 items, I can see going for the boss, but dazedcloud's going to skip out on that. And okay, I thought he was going back to pod, but he just fluted to the wrong spot.
Yeah, he's gonna go for Swamp, which makes sense. I mean, it's a crystal. There's 6 items in there. You know.
And KillerApp actually still no fire source, so he actually won't even have the option to do the green pendant. Both fire sources up on the mountain, Fire Rod on Ether Tablet, and the lamp in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, so his options after picking up these flippers are more limited until he goes to Dark Death Mountain. So dazedcloud's still in the lead here, just by the items he has and what he can currently do. KillerApp's not out of this, but he really needs to go to Dark Death Mountain in the next few minutes. And I'm not sure the flippers are going to exactly point him in that direction.
Yeah, but I mean, KillerApp's also done most of the flipper checks. The flippers, though, might send him into Ice Palace, depending on how badly he wants the cane to do Icebreaker.
Yeah.
And KillerApp is going straight for Ice. And dazedcloud is going to go straight to the left side swamp, not going to leave anything behind here.
Did he mean to do that, or?
Yeah. So this is kind of the new way to do left side swamp with this diver down glitch. So you place the bomb on the switch, and then you do the room transition while the bomb's exploding. And when it comes back into the room, yeah, the bomb finishes exploding and hits the switch for you.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So KillerApp, meanwhile, gets the first item out of Ice Palace. just $50. And KillerApp going to set up for the good old-fashioned Ice Pals bomb jump.
Don't see that as often because of Icebreaker. That did happen in one of the races I did yesterday.
All right, so 2 items on left side swamp, 3 bombs and a blue potion. So an extra blue potion is kind of nice, but not really worth left side swamp. So KillerApp can make up a little bit of time if he skips that.
Yeah. Without hookshot, KillerApp kind of having to take his time through Ice Palace here.
Yeah, I mean, hookshot can be logically required for Ice Palace. It depends on the key layout. But with bomb jumps, you never really need the hookshot to complete it.
It's a big key, so you actually have to take the so-called traditional route to get to the big chest and open that up. Fortunately, it's nothing.
And dazedcloud finding nothing in swamp. I think there's a map on the boss, but there might be an item there. I didn't see all the checks.
I think you're right. I think that's still in play.
And KillerApp looks to be going to... Oh, he started going to the boss and then realized he hadn't done the right side yet. Okay, that's what happened.
With Tempered Sword, opening ground with Argus is going to be pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty nice fight from Dazed. And just a red rupee on the boss, so swamp is completely empty.
It's his first crystal in half an hour, and so that puts him up 4-3. With the last 3 dungeons of the game to go, and he is still missing a couple of key items to actually do this, starting with Quake, which he's about to pick up in a minute here. So we don't know where the Ether Medallion or Candace Samaria is.
Yeah, and once again, we're starting to run out of places to look as we get a red mail there in Ice Palace. Still 1 item left, and dazedcloud now heading to Ice as well. But yeah, we got 1 item left in Ice, and we got the Front of Misery Mire to check. And I think there's an item on Helmosaur, which is now in logic with the lamp. As well as, of course, the boss of Desert and the Green Pendant. So, yeah, we're kind of reaching that point where we don't really have any obvious good options. So it's kind of, you know, pick a spot and commit to it.
dazedcloud's case, yeah, doing Ice first is a good choice, just because it's a crystal, you can do it and, you know, get another one out of the way. And it has the added inducement of being a red crystal, so they can do pyramid checks. I wonder if that's going to be KillerApp's next move after this.
Very, very nice cold stare fight from KillerApp. Keeps those puffs in the corner. But Ice Pals is empty as well. So, really, where do you go next? I guess for KillerApp, he's got to go to the mountain. He still has no fire source, no hook shot. So he'll get all that stuff once he goes to the mountain.
I think Pyramid is going to be his next move.
That is true. I forgot about Pyramid Fairy, but that is that's in logic.
Exactly what he's going to do.
Wait, did KillerApp skip an item in ice? Someone in chat saying he might have skipped an item in ice. That would be very surprising, but maybe.
I think he might have, unless he counted all the keys or something, or he figured, oh, it's all keys.
But I mean, he'd already bomb jumped over to the right side. It would be kind of strange for him to skip those checks if there was actually an item there.
Hookshot was in Super Bunny Cave. Question from chat.
Alright, here's our look at Pyramid Fairy. Tina Samaria.
Honestly,
okay.
That's not a bad thing for KillerApp, because that might get him in the right direction.
Yeah, that will probably send him over to Misery Mire now. But it does mean that he's going to be missing... Oh, he still has no fire source, though. That's a problem, because there's 2 checks in Mire that require a fire source.
Right. KillerApp does have Titans, but we just need to update that track on that tracking side. Thank you to our tracker for getting that updated. Toad's Olive, thank you very much. So dazedcloud with Fire Rod and Tempered Sword is going to have no trouble here. And well, okay, got a little jammed up there, but Fire Rod makes it a cinch.
Yep, so that is crystal number 5 for Dazed.
So I imagine his next move has got to be Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, probably.
So for Dazed Cloud, this has turned out to be a Kane and Ether end game. Insofar as what he needs to flip the switch here.
There's our first item from Mire, just a heart container. And dazedcloud is heading straight for Pyramid Fairy, so that's good news for him. And no big key. So KillerApp not able to complete Mire. And now, yeah, heading to the mountain now.
this will put him back on the wagon as far as what he needs, the items he needed to obtain. But having to double dip Meyer, and he still hasn't done Swamp. I wonder, he might just, you know, do the abbreviated version of Swamp. I wonder.
Yeah. KillerApp at this point is in a pretty big hole, so he really needs to make the right decisions here to get back into this race.
Going to Ether is a good start.
Oh no, don't flute away. Oh no, KillerApp's fluting away. Okay, this is really bad for KillerApp.
Yeah, it's not great. Unless Ether turns out to pop up somewhere, that might get him back in the right spot. And actually, it's not unreasonable to assume it would be there as item number 2.
Okay, so both runners now almost synced heading into Meyer.
I would say, yeah, he could end up with Ether. That doesn't really help him in the long term. If Ether pops up here, that puts dazedcloud in go mode. Dazed did a full clear of Swamp.
Yeah, there were 2 items on left side, so KillerApp may skip them, but he may end up doing them as well.
Forgot to turn the switch here. To the door regardless.
Okay, there's a big key. And KillerApp's just going to go straight now to Vitreous.
Well,
oh, he's going to check the big chest, right?
Yeah, he would have. He'd be smart to do that. Yeah.
There's a map in the big chest, so that last item either on Vitreous or in the cutscene chest.
I think he wants to find out. He just wants to wait on that. So yeah, I think he's just gonna go for it. KillerApp kind of having to take a lot of shortcuts here to try and press this along, and a lot of them have started to backfire, unfortunately, on him. He's got to do this in the dark. This first room can be nasty.
Yeah, these are some of the trickiest tower rooms in the game, but I have faith that both these runners can do them. Although dazedcloud does have the lamp, so he doesn't even need to. And dazedcloud is going to the cutscene chest here.
This is Ether. That's... oh boy.
Oh, you called it perfectly. And dazedcloud very happy about that find.
112.34. dazedcloud has hit go mode.
And yeah, this is a pretty big lead for dazedcloud, because even if KillerApp does go back in and get that Ether, he still has all of Swamp to do. He still has to go up the mountain and get that hook shot. So KillerApp's just in a lot of trouble here, and he really needs a miracle to have a chance to come back from this race.
Nice dash run through Vitreous, and takes care of him. And okay, now he knows he's got to go back.
And yeah, chat making a good point. KillerApp has not even checked the Turtle Rock medallion, so in his eyes, there's a pretty good chance he has it. But he is noping out a Mire. So this is gonna be a Mire triple dip for KillerApp.
Yeah. Triple. Oof. Cloud got electrocuted there by sort of a death shot by Vitreous, but no problem. Still takes care of him.
Yep. And there's crystal number 6 for dazedcloud.
So 6-5 on the crystals, but there is a mountain of difference between our two runners in terms of where they're at. dazedcloud has flipped the switch and can basically just march his way through Turtle Rock and GT.
Yeah. I think, like, given KillerApp's situation, it makes perfect sense for him to skip that cutscene chest. It's just real unfortunate that a required item was there.
Yeah. A lot of the plays he's made have really, unfortunately, backfired on him, and it is starting to add up. And yeah, he's like, "Oh, geez, really?" Boy, wait till he finds out what he missed in Mire.
Okay, so there's the hook shot for KillerApp.
Rolls his eyes like, yeah, figures.
Yeah. So we'll do hook shot cave, get his lamp, and then I assume go to swamp. But meanwhile, dazedcloud now entering into Turtle Rock. Just a very quick go mode dungeon. No real reason to check chests.
No, the dungeon itself, though, does kind of lend itself to a bit of 100% checking anyways. So we'll probably have to check most of everything anyways. So KillerApp gets his lamp, gets his hook shot, gets his gold shield. Fortunately, he does not get a hug after all of this, but is going to go to Swamp now. It did take KillerApp, you mentioned what Chad said, it did take KillerApp a while to find those that hammer, but he did draw even because dazedcloud was doing a lot of the checks that KillerApp had done, which came up nowhere, and so they were about even, but then dazedcloud got the Titan's mitts a bit before KillerApp did, and that basically swung the race. And KillerApp's been playing from behind ever since.
Yeah, and I mean, none of these runners really made any bad decisions. It's just luck of the draw that most of dazedcloud's decisions worked out for him, and most of KillerApp's did not.
dazedcloud is going to gamble that Big Key is not in one of those early locations.
He already got the big key from the roller room.
He did. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I totally missed that. Never mind.
So he will be able to skip the lava chest and probably the big chest, unless there is that, I believe it's like a 3% chance that there's a small key in the big chest and the lava chest. And that can be problematic, but it's such a small chance that you just kind of ignore it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if KillerApp goes to the back of Swamp first. Considering he's only missing one item, I think that's probably what he'll do.
Yeah.
dazedcloud, meanwhile, just cruising through Turtle Rock here, down to the Crystal Roller room already. Oh no! Oh, now we got stuck! If he does not know how to get out of here, this could be a big problem. I think there is a way. You have to, like, kick the block up. You can't throw it. You can't throw it far enough. You have to... there's a way you can kick the block up and hit the switch here, but if dazedcloud can't figure it out, he's going to have to mirror out.
You do a golf shot.
Okay, looks like he's giving up. He's really, really not happy about that. But he still has a very sizable advantage.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's in control here. I think at this point, this is probably just keeping him from sub-90ing this seed at this point. And even then, that probably is a bit unlikely. Unless he gets a jet GT. KillerApp has drawn even with dazedcloud on the crystals, but is still missing ether, and it's an open question as to when he decides he's going to go back into Misery Mire.
Yeah, and he's going back for left side swamp, which I mean you kind of have to do in his position. There's 2 items there, but unfortunately, it's just going to be sinking him into a further hole here.
Yeah. Fortunately.
Alright, dazedcloud now up to Laser Bridge. Just needs to get a small key here. He'll get silvers. That's kind of nice. There's that small key, so no worries about the about that. Just straight to Tranix now.
Ooh. Vinny Helma threw him off, threw dazedcloud off, and dazedcloud returned the favor. Do give our runners a follow, incidentally, if you haven't already. This has been some fine play, really, by both sides. And KillerApp, yeah, he's had troubles, but he's also played very well himself. But today, I think is dazedcloud's day.
Yeah, I mean, KillerApp has had no problems whatsoever with execution. Just
no.
Again, just luck of the draw that his plays just did not work out.
Somebody in chat pointed out earlier, rando gonna rando, and that is very true. That's 7 crystals for Dazed. So you know what time it is, folks. 22 chests in GT. One of them has the big key. What's it gonna be today?
I think I'm going to guess 22 just to make this kind of interesting. Even though it still won't make a difference. Dazed is just too far ahead. KillerApp's going for that green pendant, which makes sense. I mean, he skipped the item in Mire, so it's kind of like if you go back for that, you've already lost. So at this point, he's just going for whatever he thinks dazedcloud hasn't checked yet.
Ether is a cutscene chest in Mire.
Alright, dazedcloud into GT going left side first.
I guess 5 for item number 1 is a compass.
Nothing in the Stealthos rooms. dazedcloud going to mirror out and go right side now, so this is known as the Dark Magician route.
1 to 5, nothing. 6 is some love. 7 is a small key. So, KillerApp. I wonder if he might have miscounted.
No, I don't think he miscounted items. I think he just... It's pretty common when you go to Vitreous and you got like a 50-50 chance of the item being there. If it's not there, that cutscene chest is just way too long to check sometimes, so... it is very common to skip that on purpose.
Okay, yeah. So, Sarsaparilla just had bombs. The validation arrow was at number 8. Number 10 is the big chest.
Alright, so dazedcloud now just a GT climb and Ganon fight away from victory here. And KillerApp making that trek back into Mire. I don't think he has anything left to check here, so...
Yeah, the only other thing on the table is, I think, Helmasaur, and that takes even longer than cutscene.
Well, dazedcloud getting knocked off there in the cannonball room, but not a big deal.
Days underway in the gauntlet.
Looks like he's going to put that bee to use. Bee helping him out a bit.
KillerApp at 127 to 39 hits go mode, and he's like, "Yep, knew it." So he has everything else he needs, but yeah, this is not what he wanted. And nice recovery there for the zero cycle for dazedcloud, taking out the land molas with silvers. Missed that third arrow shot, but he got in position and took care of business. Triple dip Misery Mire, chocolate, vanilla, and sadness. That's pretty accurate, I'd say, in this case. For KillerApp, this is kind of the Murphy's Law of seeds.
Yeah. dazedcloud, meanwhile, making pretty good time through the Gannis Tower climb here up to Torches 2. And KillerApp heading to GT, even though he hasn't finished Turtle Rock, and just lets it laugh there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like a spiritual exhaustion. It's like, please just make this stop already.
Yeah. I mean, this is the point where you know you probably lost, but you're gonna finish it out until you see that dot done.
Yeah, he you hope at this point essentially for a miracle, and
So dazedcloud now on to Agate 2. Let's see how he does with this fight. Almost gets a triple in the first cycle.
not bad considering that was some pretty nasty angles.
Yep. Here's a nice pattern. Gets a double out of that one, and that'll do it. So just Ganon left
Nice.
for dazedcloud.
2-1-3 for dazedcloud there. Very nicely done. Especially with those first two being kind of awkward.
And so while we're waiting for this, we are not going to have an interview after this race, as we have another race coming up very soon between Tato and Waterloo. So that race started at 10:12 Eastern, so with the 20-minute delay, that will start at 10:32. So almost exactly 10 minutes from now. So don't go anywhere. That'll be on this same channel. Lots more action to come.
Is a Jim Jamboree filled day for sure. I gotta prep for my race in a few hours. Oh boy. Phase 3 underway now for dazedcloud. Did a nice job getting a good pattern here. Being, chain chomp.
Yeah, and on to phase 4 here. Got to dodge that fire bat, but gets a double on the first cycle. There's arrow number 3. And arrow number 4 is gonna do it. So dazedcloud just has to cross that bridge, but get your GGs in chat for dazedcloud, who takes this game and goes up 2-0 in the group stages.
Finishes with an official race time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, 11 seconds. So GG's to dazedcloud.
And it looks like KillerApp gonna forfeit immediately. Not gonna finish out this race.
Yeah, you can't say I blame him.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, both players I think played absolutely great. We saw a lot of great execution. Just luck of the draw just meant that dazedcloud, just found all the items quicker, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, and KillerApp, we said it took him a while to find the hammer, but he drew even with dazedcloud at about the 40-minute mark, in spite of all that, because dazedcloud was doing a lot of the things KillerApp was doing, just based on the way the seed was going. But yeah, once Titan's Mitt came into play, dazedcloud just grabbed the lead and never let go, and KillerApp's plays just did not work at all for him today. But maybe in the next seed they will. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, big GGs to both of these runners. Really not easy to go in front of more than 1,000 viewers in the audience here, and of course having your face on the stream also kind of adds to it a bit. But really good race here. And again, no interview because we do have another race coming up that starts in about 7 minutes. We will have a short ad break before that, but don't go anywhere. More rando is to come. I do want to give a final shout out to our tracker, Totes Olive. Did a great job for us today. And of course, my co-com Pro A007 was a pleasure.
Likewise, good working with you, and thanks again to our great tracker, Totes Olive, and thanks again to SpeedGaming, and get ready for more A Link to the Past randomizer action coming up in about 5 minutes. So see you all soon.